Hi everybody, Plato Bear here, and today we're bringing a very late build cheese video that I promised that I would make literally 2 days into New Horizon, but I procrastinated. But more seriously, I got caught up with other videos for the YouTube channel to stream, work IRL. I'm making excuses here, but better late than never. Here it is. So why do I call this the cheese video? Well, long story short, when we were testing out the time rift build, we ran into Wellspring, we ran into the Shaman, we got clapped, and I was like, I need to find a way to cheese this guy consistently enough so I can understand the fight so I don't have to rely on the cheese. So the cheese that I came up with was a nice and fresh take at Trespassers. I'm joking here. I don't think it's a fresh take at all. I think a lot of people were using slow bubble back then, but it wasn't really optimal with Trespassers because, it just provided the people can't die inside slow field. I digress. But with our time rift build, we went ahead and used the headpiece, the gloves, and the boots. Now for the cheese method, we're going to actually still be using the headpiece, but we're going to be swapping out long range for delivery on time, and we're keeping sharp eye. For the chest piece here, instead of using our purple chest piece, we would quickly go ahead and gear swap into the Trespassers armor chest piece, which has another slow bubble mod, which is ultimate big range. And then since our gloves is pretty much useless when we're using slow bubble, we actually went ahead and swapped these out for purple gloves. I believe it's this one. No, it's this one. No, it's this one. No, it's this one. No, it's this one. For this one, which which has buckshot shells and personal space. And then we still keep the boots just because the boots come with stare into the barrel, which is nice to have as a firepower mod. So basically that's what we would do. When we get to the Shaman fight, we would literally swap our headpiece, our chest piece, and our gloves. And then we would go to our skills tree and then swap out, it would be time rift here that we would quickly swap out to slow trap. And then we went ahead and fought the Shaman fight, and it just went so much more smoothly. Now, to quickly go over this build, let's start with our weapon, which is, again, the bread and butter Death Shield, which comes with Fortress and Dark Sacrifice. We all know why we love Fortress. We all know why we love Dark Sacrifice. Quick note I want to mention about Fortress, however, is that keep in mind that it takes your current armor and resistance. I mentioned current armor and resistance because while we do have current armor with pretty much every single build, because all of our gear pieces provide armor, resistance is a different story. We have 0 resistance in this build, so don't expect any resistance bonus from Fortress, because the only way you can get resistance is via class nodes and then, of course, mods as well, which we're not utilizing any of them in this build. And of course, Dark Sacrifice is Dark Sacrifice. And this is going to be a really quick build over you guys. If you guys want a more in-depth explanation into all of this, check out the description below for that Trespassers build with Time Rift. It goes into more detail about this whole build. It'll still apply for the Slow Trap build. Just keep in mind that anything we talk about Time Rift will still apply to Slow Trap in that build video for the most part. Heading over to our chest piece, we're going to be using the mods Delivery on Time and Sharp Eye on our Trespassers cowl. Now, the reason we're using delivery on time here is for the fact that when we activate this skill, so when we activate Slow Trap, we're going to get every single ammo back in our magazine. It's pretty much like using the Hunt to Prey Instant Reload mod. However, it also works for your allies as well. Now, this is great for the Shaman fight, as what you can do is when you enter the Shaman fight after you gear swap from Time Rift to Slow Trap, or if you just ran the expedition with Slow Trap in general as well, we go ahead and stack up our Sharp Eye stacks on either the 1 or 2 ads that spawn in the left little corner area right next to the Shaman. Again, the gameplay video will explain this in detail. Once we have those stacks with Sharp Eye and Bloodlust, we can't forget Bloodlust as well because that's in our build as well, we're going to go ahead and hunt the prey directly behind the Shaman and unload 14 clips into him. And when we hit 1 ammo on our Death Shield, we're going to pop Slow Trap. Now, what is this doing? We're stacking up 2 stacks of Sharp Eye, we're stacking up 2 stacks of Bloodlust, and when we hunt the prey, we get a 35% damage boost with our node, and when we're always behind enemies, we get that 40% damage bonus from Unforeseen End. Then, when we activate Slow Trap, we get another 35% damage bonus for using a Deception skill, as well as a Trespasser bonus for anything caught inside the slow bubble. So once you go ahead and do that, once we activate our slow bubble and unload another 14 clips, you can hunt the prey right back and unload another 14 clips, essentially one rotationing the entire Shaman fight. So basically from start to finish, if you do this combo correctly, as you'll see in the gameplay video, that's it. The Shaman's dead. Now, moving on to our Sharp Eye, we're going to be using Sharp Eye again because it is a great firepower stacking mod. 16k firepower that stacks up to 3 times with the caveat that you only have the ADS in is very, very nice and is very recommended for this build. For our chest piece here, we're going to be going with Captain Hunter and Ultimate Big Range. Now, this chest piece does come with a T3 Time Rift mod that gives us reduced damage while we're inside the slow bubble, but that's very counterproductive as we can't die inside the slow bubble anyways. So there's no point in taking that mod. We're going to replace it with Captain Hunter, and we're going to keep the T1 mod that is Ultimate Big Range. And Ultimate Big Range is actually low-key very good because it increases our spear range by 2 meters. And because of the Trespassers bonus not only providing us the benefit of not dying inside the slow trap, we also get increased damage for every enemy caught inside the deception skill. So in this case, it's going to be the slow bubble. Now that we have a bigger range in slow bubble, that means we can catch more enemies in slow bubble, which means that we'll be dealing more damage overall, which is always nice. And then we're choosing Captain Hunter, of course, because 25% damage to elites is extremely, extremely awesome. One of the best T3 mods in the game for any build. That being said, for our pants, we're going to go ahead and stick with Bloodlust and Ammo Bargain. Bloodlust for the same reason as Sharp Eye. We love firepower stacking. And then Ammo Bargain is going to be great to upkeep ammo when shooting ads. Now, you can use the build without Ammo Bargain, but I don't recommend it because your playstyle will be clunky. Even though we do have instant reload down here on our boots and that delivery on time, trust me when I say having Ammo Bargain on Trickster makes the gameplay so much more fluid. And in turn is kind of like a damage dealing mod itself because you're never going to be, having a downtime of twisted rounds where you're going to be having to pop a slow bubble just to get ammo back. That won't be as beneficial. And same goes for the instant reload, hunt the preying in a situation that won't be beneficial. So I always like having Ammo Bargain here. Moving on to our gloves, we're going to be running buckshot shells in personal space. Now, a lot of you are going to be going, well, Plato, don't you not like buckshot shells on a Trespassers build for Trickster? Well, that is true for the Time Rift version, as Time Rift acquires 3 mod slots in the form of Long Range, Pain Transfer, and Geiger's Wave. There is leftover room for the slow trap version of the build, so we're going to put buckshot shells here for that additional damage. Now, this is our flex mod, so if you want to use more defensive utilities such as Perseverance Shield, Mitigation of Death, and Damage Absorber, you can definitely do that and replace that with buckshot shells. Alternatively, if you want to run another damage mod instead of buckshot shells for your own preference, such as Stand Tall, you can go ahead and do that as well. From the calculations I've done, buckshot shells does provide a little bit more of a damage boost over Stand Tall, so that's why we're running that here. Now, quick note about Damage Absorber, if you want to choose that as a defensive mod, it's actually going to go ahead and synergize really well with Fortress, since it provides both resistance and armor, so you actually get a resistance bonus. Now, lastly, for a flex mod for buckshot shells, this is by the homie Deuce in the Outriders Discord. If you want to run something that is a little bit different, that synergizes with your slow bubble, you can go ahead and run Thunderdome. Thunderdome is a T1 mod for slow bubble. Basically, when slow bubble ends, you're going to be instantly given a 100% shield bonus. So it's a great way of getting additional survivability while waiting for the cooldown on slow bubble as well. Full links down in the description below to Deuce's version of his Thunderdome Trickster build if you want to check that out. That being said, the second mod we're going to be using here is going to be Personal Space for that massive 25% close range damage to our weapon. And that's pretty self-explanatory while we run that. And then moving on to our boots, we're going to be running Stare into the Barrel and Instant Reload. Instant Reload for Hunt the Prey ammo refill, and Stare into the Barrel for that 10k firepower bonus that can stack up to 5 times for each enemy in close range. And close range is 10 meters, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Now, that being said, for our skills, as we saw a quick glimpse of it earlier, we're going to be using Hunt the Prey, Twisted Rounds, and Slow Trap. Moving on to our class tree, we're going to be running our standard top tree Assassin for the Firepower Trickster, as it provides great close range damage bonuses and synergy, as well as cooldown reduction. Now, while my intention for this build was to cheese the Shaman, you can easily tackle all of the endgame content, whether it's solo, duos, trios, or carries, with this build as well. While you are sacrificing AoE with Time Rift and Pain Transfer, you do get back that defensiveness and the ability to not die inside the slow trap, as well as still utilizing that Trespassers damage bonus. So you're pretty much double dipping into slow bubble there. That being said, let's go ahead and check out that gameplay footage of the Shaman cheese as I was talking about earlier. And if you guys enjoyed this, as usual, like, comment, and subscribe, and catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/PlaterBear. Enjoy that gameplay.